You can create a nice added value for your patio cover in a simple way yourself. You can install glass sliding doors and blinds, for example. For this patio cover, we install sliding glass doors.
To know which sliding glass doors you need, measure the opening in the veranda. The height is of course important when installing glass walls, but also the width. With those measurements you can order. Also, the foundation should be able to support sufficient weight.
When installing a sliding glass door, as here on an existing terrace, be sure to check that the terrace is level in the direction of the sliding door. Use a foundation shaft if not the case.
It is important that your base is level. Otherwise, the sliding glass walls will slide open or up by themselves. If everything is in order, you will receive your order, both the rails and the sliding glass walls. These are delivered to your door. The glass panels are always carried on their sides with glass supports.
Once the profiles are delivered, it is best to open them and check them for fall damage and any paint damage.
Are all the materials in order? Then you can get started. First, you lay the bottom rail. Measure out how long it should be. Make the bottom rail exactly the right size to fit neatly between the uprights. With a crosscut saw, of course, with an adapted saw blade, you can make the bottom rail exactly to size. Put the parts in place. Make sure it is flush with the inside of the upright. If necessary, clamp it as you drill the holes in the rail into the ground. Then fix the rail into the ground. Insert the dowels into the opening and screw this part in place.
A number of holes are provided in the bottom rail. These are for drainage. If water gets into the profiles, it will run outside. So make sure when installing a rail that the holes face outwards.
With the bottom rail in place, you can fit the U-profile. That is, if you have ordered one. You still have to make these to size as well. Measure them from the top rail to the gutter and make them exactly that size. Cut off the excess of the draught excluder.
To prevent my draught strips from sliding down when fitting, I squeeze the profiles a little. I do always use something between the pliers and the profile to protect the paint.
Pre-drill the U-profiles before hanging them. Drill 2 holes in the grooves, 10 centimeters from the bottom, 10 centimeters from the top, and in the middle. Then make sure the U-profile is in the right place before you hang it. It should be flush at the bottom with the bottom rail, and of course they should be perpendicular. Clamp them if necessary. You can then screw down the profiles along the side using the self-drilling screws supplied. And with the 2 sides in place, you can measure the size of the top guide between the profiles.
We are using U-profiles in this setup. Therefore, we are going to cut the top guide 15 millimeters shorter than we measured in such a way that it fits smoothly in between. If you don't use a U-profile, you have to cut it perfectly to size.
Then cut off the top guide. Along one side, the draft brushes still stick out, which you cut off again. Pinch the joint together so that the drop brushes can no longer get out. Do this along both sides. Then you can put the top guide in place and clamp it for now. There are already pre-drilled holes in the guide. You can then insert self-drilling screws here.
We fixed the top profile under the gutter. This does mean that the screws we used go through the gutter. To make sure we have no leaks, we are now going to seal these.
Using a dot of silicone on the screws makes the opening watertight again. Then we can already set the glass plates. You need to prepare those first. At the bottom there will be a rubber seal. Cut it to size. We then put a roll element on that seal. That element will stand on the part and allow the doors to slide. Tap the element into place with a rubber mallet.
Because of its shape and size, such a glass plate is bulky, so definitely don't go lifting it alone. Get help.
Also use a glass carrier to place the doors. This makes it a lot easier. Then stick some door stoppers on the end. These cushion the glass from the panels when they slide open. You can add draught strips to the glass walls. At the ends, we still place brushes and finishing profiles with handles. Cut the draught strips and profiles to size and tap them into place with a rubber mallet. Then cut the trim strips to 1 meter. That's where you place the handles. Then finish the rest of the edge with strips. You better glue the handles in place. Let the glue dry before using them. With those finishing profiles, this veranda is equipped with glass doors and thus ready for the mid-season or even the winter. Do you also want glass sliding doors along the side of your veranda? That is possible, but you will first need to install a glass spigot. Because the roof of your veranda slopes down and a glass wedge ensures that you can still install sliding glass doors.